Lukaku, Napoli want to go for Lukaku and Lukaku wants to go to Napoli, so the feeling is mutual, the contract is not a problem. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, we touch on Lenny Yoro, Victor Osimhen and many other things, including one more for Chelsea, also Mason Greenwood, Doué. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, busy day, busy hours on the transfer market, many things happening. Today we start the domino of the strikers in Europe because Alvaro Morata is set to undergo medical test as new Milan player. They will pay the release clause 13 million euros, so everything being completed today for Morata to Milan. The first signing of the summer for Manchester City, Savio, the Brazilian winger. Already I told you in February it was a done deal. Here we go. Now Manchester City are prepared to announce Savio as their new signing. Everything completed for the Brazilian winger who joins from the City Football Group, so from the same group, from the club in France, Troyes, and so everything completed for Savio as new Manchester City player under Pep Guardiola. And then important to add also that Manchester City will not sell Ederson to Al Nassr. Yesterday Al Nassr had a bid rejected for 30 million euros for Ederson, and now we can say that Al Nassr don't want to pay 50-60 million euros for Ederson. They sign Bento, the Brazilian goalkeeper from Atletico Paranaense, was in the list of Inter this summer. Inter signed Josep Martinez, and so the new goalkeeper of Al Nassr will be Bento on a 4-year contract. A lot of movements around Europe. While I'm recording this video, Olympique Marseille are just waiting for Mason Greenwood to complete the formal documents, travel in the next 24-48 hours and become a new Olympique Marseille player from Manchester United. Already since last week, everything done between clubs, 30 million euros, add-ons included, 26 plus 4. And remember that Manchester United will have a very big sell-on clause for Mason Greenwood, 50% of the future sale of the player. So Greenwood to Olympique Marseille is imminent, waiting for the formal steps, and then will be a here we go with many rumors on Italian clubs, but Marseille have always been the favorites, the strongest candidate, with Roberto De Zerbi insisting a lot to have Mason Greenwood, calling Mason Greenwood, and so this deal is close to being formally completed. More stories around Europe because Doué, one of the most talented wingers in the market, is in the list of both Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern. Let's see if some English club will decide to enter the race, but as of today, the race is with Bayern. First bid rejected around 35 million euros plus add-ons, and Paris Saint-Germain first official bid sent to Rennes in the last 24 hours, around 45 million euros. So Paris Saint-Germain are there. Paris Saint-Germain want to go for Doué, Bayern too, and now depends on the player. The player has to decide which project, which club he prefers, what he wants to do, and then Bayern and PSG are both prepared to push. Bayern will be the gain in the next days, but Paris Saint-Germain are really insisting. They presented their project to the player, and so Doué is one more top target for Bayern and Paris Saint-Germain. And there is a lot of movement in terms of strikers because we said about Alvaro Morata, but let's see who's going to be the replacement for Alvaro Morata at Atletico Madrid. Meanwhile, keep an eye on Italian and English clubs because the top target for Napoli remains Romelu Lukaku. Napoli want to go for Lukaku and Lukaku wants to go to Napoli, so the feeling is mutual, the contract is not a problem. A 3-year deal has already been discussed with his agents, so Lukaku wants to work with Antonio Conte again, and Napoli want to sign Romelu Lukaku as their striker for next season. They want to make it happen, so Lukaku is giving total priority to Napoli. He also has other options, including from Middle East like Saudi, but Romelu Lukaku is waiting for Napoli and giving priority to Napoli and to Antonio Conte. So now depends on Napoli and depends on Victor Osimhen. So we have to wait for the negotiation between Napoli and Chelsea until Napoli find a solution for Victor Osimhen. There is an agreement between Napoli and Osimhen to leave this summer, so the player is allowed to leave, but he has to bring a lot of money on the table, and so keep an eye on many options for Osimhen. We already say that he has interest from Saudi. We know that for Chelsea is a player they appreciate, but is considered way too expensive, the salary and the entire package, including the transfer fee, and so keep an eye on Paris Saint-Germain. I told you about that in the last few days. let me say today again that Paris Saint-Germain are really considering Victor Osimhen as a strong option in their list for the new striker. In case one striker between Kolo Muani and Gonzalo Ramos leaves the clubs this summer, PSG want to go for Victor Osimhen. Is confirmed, he is on their shortlist, and the player is also keen on the move. The relationship between PSG and the agent of the player is excellent. PSG director Luis Campos is the same man who had Victor Osimhen as his player at Lille, and it was a fantastic team under Luis Campos at Lille as director. Now Victor Osimhen is part of the list for Paris Saint-Germain. They want to attack the situation, but depends on Kolo Muani or Gonzalo Ramos leaving, and then in that moment we will see what happens between Lukaku and Napoli, because he is the striker they want. He is the striker the manager, Antonio Conte, wants to bring to the club. Then many questions as always on Lenny Yoro case, guys. We always have many rumors, but what I'm still told on the Lenny Yoro story is that this story only depends on the player. Real Madrid can make a new proposal, for sure, but also Manchester United are insisting on player side. A big salary, a big project, everything being presented to the player. So Man United are trying their best. Last week, the bid from Manchester United was accepted by Lille, so this is not a new story. This is something that happened last week on Tuesday, when Manchester United had a bid accepted by Lille. 50 million euros plus add-ons over 60 million euros. Lille president Letang is insisting for Lenny Yoro to go to Manchester United, but Real Madrid are still there because they believe the player wants to join them. Now depends on Lenny Yoro. Man United are insisting, Man United are pushing with the agent of the player, Man United are pushing directly with the player, presenting a project, offering an important salary. Now Lenny Yoro has to decide. Any moment could be good to say yes to Man United or wait for Real Madrid. But more than the negotiation between Real Madrid and Lille was crucial is the decision of the player. So this is the crucial step. Let's follow the story hour by hour for Lenny Yoro, one of the big names of the summer transfer window. Meanwhile, Manchester United still have Matthijs de Ligt as an advanced negotiation with Bayern. So let's see which option they will activate in these days. And then let me finish with Chelsea, guys, for today, because Chelsea, after William Estevao, after trusting the South American market also with Kendrick Payet, have one more in their shortlist. It's called Gabriel Mack. Gabriel Mack, born in 2008, playing for Grêmio, talented player, kind of number 10, can also play on the wing. Chelsea have been scouting the player for a long time, and now Chelsea have started talks to understand the conditions of the deal for this 16-year-old talent. Gabriel Mack from Grêmio in Brazil. So Chelsea again in South America on a mission for the future, and after William Estevao, after Kendrick Payet, could be time for Gabriel Mack as next target for the future of Chelsea. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Lenny Yoro, Victor Osimhen, Romelu Lukaku, Gabriel Mack, Mason Greenwood, Savio. We mentioned many stories today. Let me know your opinion here in comments. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.